Okay, dear students, welcome back to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. Today is the sixth session on the topic of light, students. I hope you understood the previous session. In the previous session, we discussed about one topic that is called as number of images formed between two inclined mirrors. Okay, students, I hope you have solved a few problems on the topic also, and I told you to do some homework problems also. So now in today's session, we are going to see the next topic that is called as number of after completing the number of images between two inclined mirrors, we have the next topic called as field of view, students. Okay, so now let us go to what is meant by field of view and what are the different problems that are there in field of view topic. Okay, this field of view is also very interesting topic, students. Okay, so now let us begin with the field of view, students. Okay, so now in this field of view, students, first of all, there are many practical physical examples also, like for example, see here, students. Okay, now in the first slide, in this slide, in the first diagram, you can see, students. Okay, where if I enlarge it little bit, okay, students. Okay, so now when you are seeing some through some photo or like that, you have a certain field of view. That means now whatever is there within this angle, whatever the objects that are there within this angle, those angles only, those objects only you can see. Correct or not, students? Suppose if an object is there here, can you see it through the camera? No, because it is outside the field of view. In the same way here also, this is called as the field of view. So whatever the objects that are lying in this field of view, those only you can see. Suppose if an object is here, you may not see because you are seeing through this mobile or camera, and that mobile or camera will have particular field of view. Okay, and this is very, very important, particularly when you come to applications like in defense and all, where suppose let us say you are going in an aeroplane and you want to find out whether the enemy is on the ground, where is the enemy on the ground and all. So there will be a camera, and that camera will have some field of view. So within that field of view, if the enemy is there, then it will identify. Okay, students. So this is a very, very important topic which is called as field of view, students. Okay, and this field of view also depends upon the position where you are actually. Suppose let us say in this slide, student, in this diagram image, you can see. In this image, you can see, students, the third image. Okay, so where in the third image, if a person is lying at some distance, and if he tries to see this tree, he will see at some particular angle, 52.7 degrees. Okay, students, and the same person, if he goes little farther, okay, and if he tries to see, then his angle of vision will be different, students. He will see here the angle is here angle is I think 50 degrees, students. Here angle is I think 20 degrees. So since the angle is less, you will see the tree as small size. Whereas this first person, he will see the tree size as big because his angle of vision or the field of view is more. So therefore he will see the tree as bigger size. Whereas the second person, he will see the tree size as small. Okay, but the size of the tree has not become small. It appears to him like this because of his position. That's all, students. Okay, students. So that is about field of view. Okay. So first of all, let us see what is meant by field of view, students. What is the definition? The definition goes like this. It is the region between two extreme reflected rays from the mirror. What is meant by that, I'll explain. And it is entirely dependent on the position of the object. Okay, students. So what is meant by field of view, students? It is the region between two extreme reflected rays from the mirror. So to get extreme reflected rays, that means we should draw two extreme incident rays, because reflected rays will come only after drawing incident rays. And it is entirely dependent on the position of the object. I'll explain, students. So let us take one example, students. Let us say this is a mirror, students. Let us say this is the mirror. Okay, students. Okay, this is the mirror. Okay. Now there is an object here, students. Okay, there is an object lying on the ground. Okay, students. Now first, as I told you, the definition of field of view is it is the region between two extreme reflected rays. Okay, students. To get to two extreme reflected rays, first we should draw two extreme incident rays. Extreme means, suppose let us say this point is A, this point is B. These are the two extreme points of the mirror. So first of all, from the object we have to draw two extreme incident rays on the mirror, students. So let us see how to draw that one, students. So first I am drawing this one, students. This is one incident ray, students, and this is another incident ray, students. Okay, students, I hope you understood. This is called as incident ray. That means the light which is falling on the mirror. Now, according to law of reflection, whenever a light ray is incident, for example, let us say, students, for example, let us take first this one. Okay, first this is the incident ray. Now when it falls on the point A, now according to law of reflection, this angle is called as angle of incidence. Now there will be reflected ray, which is the angle, which is the reflected ray which will go according to the law of reflection in this, according to the law of reflection, like this, students. So this is the, so now this angle and this angle will be same. Accordingly, the ray will go like that, students. Accordingly, the ray will go like that. So this is called as the incident ray. This is called as the reflected ray at the point A. Okay. In the same way, now we can draw the other extreme incident ray like this, students, to the point A. To the point A. There again, if you apply law of reflection, this is angle of incidence. Now there will be another ray which is called as reflected ray according to law of reflection, following that angle of incidence is equal to angle of refraction, students. Okay, so now let us see that one. So this is called as the reflected ray, student. This is called as reflected ray following the law of reflection, where this angle will be equal to angle R, which both are same. Suppose if this is 30, then this also will be 30. Suppose if this is 20, then this also will be 20. Okay, students. So this is called as the reflected ray, student. I hope, students, you understood. So now this region between these two extreme reflected rays, these are called as extreme reflected rays, students. Okay, these two rays are called as extreme reflected rays. These two rays are called as extreme reflected rays, and the region between these two extreme reflected rays is called as the field of view, students. Okay, so now let us see. So this region is called as field of view, students. This region is called as field of view, students. Okay, I hope you understood the field of view, students. Okay, so this blue lines which I have drawn, this is called as field of view. Okay, this is called as field of view. That means if you want this object, if you want to see the image of this object, okay, then you have to place your eye here only in this field of view. Suppose let's say this is your eye. Okay, students. So if your eye is here, then only you can see. How you can see, students? Just extend these rays. That's all. Okay. When you extend these rays, they'll meet at here. Okay, students. Similarly, when you extend this ray, that ray will meet at here. So you'll get directly the image point, students. Okay. So this is called as the image of that object. Okay, students. So if you place your eye in this field of view, then you can see directly that image, student. That means you will see the image in the mirror. Suppose if your eye is here, suppose let us say if you place your eye here, can you see the image, students, in the mirror? No, because you are outside the field of view, students. You are outside the field of view. So if you are inside the field of view, then only you can see the image of this object, student, in the mirror. I hope, students, you understood. So this is called as field of view, which is defined as the region between two extreme reflected rays. Okay, students, and it is a second point, and it is entirely dependent on the position of the object, students. In the previous example, I took the object as down. Okay, now let us say if the object is up. Okay, students, suppose let us say here there is an object and here is a mirror. Okay, students, now to get the field of view, according to the definition, it is the region between two extreme reflected rays. But to get first reflected rays, first you have to draw two incident rays. Okay, students. So let us draw incident rays. Okay, students. So let us draw incident rays like this. One incident ray is this one, another incident ray is this one. Okay, students, these two rays are called as the incident rays, and at these points these are called as the extreme points of the mirror. There will be reflection, okay students, and according to law of reflection there will be reflected rays. Okay, so now how to draw the reflected rays, students? Okay, let us see. According to the law of reflection, students, if this angle is 20, then this angle is also 20. If this angle is 50, then this angle is also 50. Okay, students, these two rays are called as extreme reflected rays. These two rays are called as extreme reflected rays. These two rays are called as extreme reflected rays. These two rays are called as extreme reflected rays, students. This one and this one. These two rays are called as extreme reflected rays, and the region between these two is called as the region between these two is called as the this region is called as the field of view, students. This region is called as field of view. I hope, students, you understood. So it is always the region between two extreme reflected rays, but it depends on the position of the object. So now if a man is here, if a man lies here, can he see the image of that object, student? No, he cannot see. He has to come in the field of view. That means he has to be here. Then only he can see the image, students. Okay. So if you extend this one, the rays backward, then you will get the image of the this one, students. Actually the image will be here somewhere, students. So the image point will be here. Okay, so the person will see the image there, students. The person will see the image there. This person will see the image in the mirror like this, students. Okay, so here actually you will get this is the mirror, students. If I draw the line like this, okay students, so if this is some 10 centimeters, then this also will be 10 centimeters. Okay, I hope, students, you understood what is meant by field of view and how to get the field of view by drawing the two extreme reflected rays. For that, first we have to draw two extreme incident rays, students. Okay, so now let us see one simple problem, students. A man walks in front of a mirror along a line parallel to the mirror at a distance of 2d from it. Find the distance in which he can see the image. As I told just now, students, a man can see the image in the mirror provided if he is in the field of view. Okay, students. So that means first of all, to solve this problem, we need to identify the field of view region, students. Then only we can say that if the man is inside that region, then he can see the image. Right now there is a mirror, students. Here this is the mirror. Okay, now in front of the mirror there is a source S, students, and the size of the mirror is given as D, students. The size of the mirror is D, and in front of the mirror at a distance D there is a source. Source means like one light bulb. That means it emits light. Okay, now from the mirror at a distance of 2D there is a road, students. Okay, students, there is a road. On that road a man is going. There is a road. Okay, students, this is the road. On that road a man is going. Okay, students, a man is going like this. Okay, he is going like this. Now they are asking what is the distance in which he can see the image. That means when the man is at here, suppose let us say point A, and suppose let us say this is point B, suppose this is point C, point D, point E, like that, point F. So now as the man is crossing these points, up to what points he can see the image? Can he see the image at A? When he is at A, can he see the image at B? Can he see the image at C? Can he see the image at D? Means that much length. How much portion of length, or how much is the distance in which he can see the image? So as I told, students, first of all we have to draw the field of view, students. So for drawing the field of view, first of all we have to draw two extreme incident rays, students. So first let us draw the two extreme incident rays, students. Okay. So first this is the one extreme incident ray, student. this is another extreme incident ray, student. Okay, these are called as incident rays. And let us say these are the two extreme points, let us say A and B. This point is A, this point is B, which are the two extreme ends of the mirror. Okay, students. Now according to law of reflection, what will happen, students? There will be two reflected rays. Okay, so according to the law of reflection, there will be two reflected rays. One reflected ray will be like this, another reflected ray will be like this. Correct or not, students? One reflected ray will be like this, another reflected ray will be like this. Okay, students. So now these two rays are called as two extreme reflected rays. Okay, students. So now this region is called as, suppose let us say this point is F. Okay, students, and this point is, let us say, A. Okay, so this region AF is now is called as what, students? Field of view. This is called as field of view, students. This entire region is called as field of view. So that means if the person is starting from A like this and then going like this, B, C, covering B point, C point, D point, E point, F point up to F point, then he can see the image. But suppose if he is before A, suppose if he is here, then he cannot see. Why? Because he is outside the field of view, students. Same way, if the man is if the man is after F, students, then also he cannot see, students. Why? Because he is not in the field of view. So therefore, the region AF or the distance of AF is what the question is about, students. How much is the distance of AF? Okay, students. So whenever we want to solve the problems on this field of view, always remember, students, these problems can be solved by identifying similar triangles. Identifying similar triangles, students. Okay, I'll show you how to identify similar triangles and how to solve this problem. Okay, students. So now, first of all, let us locate the image, students. First of all, let us locate the image. Now for that, actually this distance, the length of the mirror is given as how much, students? D. Okay, students. Now first of all, to locate the image, we have to extend the reflected ray, students. Okay, so let us extend the reflected ray, students, like this. Sorry, I'll draw with dotted lines. Okay, like this and like this. Okay, students. So this is called as the image of S, which is called as S dash. Okay, students. Right now, in front of the mirror, the source is at what distance, students? D. So same way, image also will be how much distance? D. Okay, students. Okay. So the man will see, when the man is at A, and going towards F, he will see the image S dash. He will see the image S dash inside the mirror. As he is going like this, he will see it. Okay, students. So now we want to calculate the distance AF, students. Okay, students. So for that, let us identify the similar triangle, students. Okay, so I am identifying two triangles, students. One is called as S dash AB. One is called as S dash AB, students. One is called as S dash AB. One is called as S dash AB, students. Okay, this is called as S dash, this is called as S dash, this is called as A, this is called as B. Okay, students. Out of which I know AB how much, students? D. Okay, and what is the height of this triangle, students? What is the height of this triangle? This is also D. Okay, students. Now another triangle I am identifying, students, that is called as S dash FA. That is called as S dash FA, students. That is called as S dash FA. That is called as S dash FA, students. Okay, so this is called as S dash FA, students. Okay, so here I want the distance AF, which is the base of the triangle, students, which is the base of the triangle, and I know the height of this triangle, students. I can calculate from here, students. I know the height of this triangle. What is the height of this triangle, students? Until here it is D, and from here to here it is how much, students? 2D. So total distance is 3D. So that means this is 3D, students. Okay, and I don't know this AF part, and that is what I have to calculate. So these two are similar triangles, students. So if I apply the similar triangles concept, students, so here base of the triangle, D by height of the triangle is equal to, base is how much students? AF in the triangle by 3D. So therefore DD will get cancelled. So therefore AF is equal to 3D students. So the answer is this distance is 3D students, starting from A to F. I hope students you understood how to solve this problem of field of view. Particularly any problem in this topic of field of view you can easily solve by using the similar triangles concept, student. Okay. Okay, now let us see, students, next one. Based on field of view only, students. Okay. So find the minimum size of mirror required for a man of height h to see himself completely. Okay, students. Suppose let us say there is a man of height h, students. Okay. Now he is standing in front of the mirror. Okay, students. Suppose if the mirror is full mirror, then he can see the image also. But suppose if the mirror is small, then also he can see. But if he wants to see his complete height in a mirror, then what should be the, this is the mirror, students. This is the mirror. Then what should be the minimum? Suppose let us say this is A, this is B. Then what should be the minimum size? That means AB length should be, that means AB is nothing but size of the mirror or length of the mirror or height of the mirror. So what should be that one? Is it h by 2? Is it h by 3? Or is it some h by 4? How much is that? Or full height, full suppose let's say h is required. That is what they are asking, students. So find the minimum size of the mirror required for a man of height h to see himself completely, student. Okay. So now here, students, if a man wants to see himself completely, what are the things he has to see, students? What are the things he has to see? If he sees 2 points, then he can see completely himself, students. What are those 2 points, students? First point is head. First point is head, students. Suppose let's say if he is able to see his head and if he is able to see his feet. Suppose let us say this is A and this is what? B. If he is able to see these 2 points, then whatever is there between those 2 points, everything is covered. I hope you got the point, students. Okay. So that is the basic idea behind solving this problem, students. So that means first of all, if you want to see yourself completely in the mirror, that means you should be able to see your head and your feet. Then remaining all will be covered in between. So that means first of all the incident ray should start from head and then from feet, and then they should fall on the mirror. Okay, students. So now let us see how to solve this problem, students. Okay. So I'll explain it in another slide. Okay, students. Okay, students. Now let us see, students. Okay. So for example, let us say I take, suppose let's say there is a mirror. Okay, students. Suppose let us say there is a mirror. Okay, like this. There is a mirror. Okay, students. So this is the mirror of, suppose let us say some length AB, student. Okay, that is what we have to calculate. And in front of the mirror, okay, students, suppose let us say this is a ground, and in front of the ground there is a man, student. Okay, suppose let us say a man is standing like this. Okay, students, a man is standing like this. Of height how much, student? Height is how much, students? H. H is the height. Okay, students. So now let us identify. This is called as H point, head. This is called as feet, student. Okay, and his eyes will be here, students, and his eyes will be here, somewhere around here. Okay, and his height h is the total height, this one, student. Okay, this is called as the head point. This is called as the head point h. Okay, students, this is called as the feet, that is represented by f, students, and this is called as eye. Okay. So now first of all the rays should start from the head and then reach his eye, student. Okay. So for that let us take one ray, student. Let us take one incident ray like this, and then according to law of reflection, again that should get reflected like this, student. Okay, here there will be law of reflection, student. Okay, here there will be law of reflection. That means if this is 10 degrees, then this also will be 10 degrees. Okay, this is called as incident ray, this is called as reflected ray. So now here, students, if I extend this line, student, this is a line, student, like this. Okay, so actually this angle is same, so that means this distance also should be same, students. This distance also should be same. Suppose if it is some x, then this also should be x, students. Okay, because angles are same. Okay, okay, now students, so that means right now a ray is coming from head and then falling on the eye. Okay, students. Now second thing is feet. So if he has to see his feet, student, if he has to see his feet, student. Okay, so now let us see, student, how to. First, an incident ray should start from here and it should fall on the extreme point of the mirror. Then from there it should enter into eye. Okay, students, and then here we have to draw the straight line, students. Sorry. Here. Okay, students. So this is called as angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Suppose if it is 30 degrees, then this also will be 30 degrees. So that means this distance also should be equal, students. Suppose if it is y, then this also will be y, student. Okay, students, and this is called as the incident ray, this is called as the reflected ray. I hope, students, you understood. Once again I am telling that first from head one incident ray should come like this, and then it should go into eye. Okay, students, and then from feet one incident ray should fall on this, and then it should enter into eye. Okay, students, so that means this is the minimum size of the mirror required, students. Okay, if the mirror size is this much, he can see his entire height of h, students. Okay, so now if you extend it back, student, you will get the person who is seeing himself, he will see himself in the mirror as an image, student. So we should extend it back, student. So that means if you extend it, actually here this is the head, so this point will be the h dash, student. This point will be h dash. Okay, students, now to get the image, what is required, students? We should always look to the reflected ray, students. I already conveyed to you, so we should always look at the reflected ray, students. Okay, so I am extending the reflected ray like this. Okay, students. Okay, and then one more reflected ray like this. This is the one more reflected ray, and then this is called as our height, student. Okay, this is called as our height, the man height, student. Okay, which is given as h, Okay, so this is the point h dash, and this point is f dash, student. This point is f dash. So the man will see, that means through his eye he will see this one, student, h dash and f dash. Through the mirror he will see h dash and f dash. So that means this must be the minimum size of the mirror required. If this much is there, the mirror, then he can see his full image. It is not necessary that if a man is of height h, then the mirror in front of him also should be height h to see himself completely. It is not required, students. So only some minimum size of the mirror is required, and that is what we are calculating now, students. So now, students, here how to calculate this length AB, student. This length AB, how to calculate? Okay, students, there are two ways. One way is similar triangles. Okay, just as I explained previously, identify similar triangles and you can do it. Here, apart from similar triangles, you can easily do it, student. Why? Because here, what is the length, student? Here, x. Here also, how much, students? X. So that means until here, how much, students? 2x. Now this distance is, if it is y, then this is also y, student. Why? Because angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So if I add it both, that means I will get 2y, students. Now 2x plus 2y should be equal to how much, student? H. So that means 2x plus 2y is equal to how much, students? H. Now if you see carefully, student, here this is a straight line and this is also a straight line. Now what is this distance, student? Up to here, x, and this is how much, students? Y. So if I go like this along the line, then I will get this total distance as how much, students? X plus y. basically. So if I take common in this 2, then 2 into x plus y is equal to h, which implies x plus y is equal to how much, students? H by 2. H by 2. So that means the size of the mirror required is half of the man's height. Suppose if man is 100 centimeters or some 100 centimeters, then the minimum size of the mirror required is 50 centimeters. That means whatever may be the length of the man, whatever may be the height of the man, the minimum size of the mirror required to see himself completely is half of the man's height. I hope students understood. And this problem can also be solved by using similar triangles method, where I'll just give you the similar triangles. Afterwards, you can do it as a homework. Okay, students. So now here, if I identify similar triangles, as one is this one, students. Okay, students. So these are the two triangles. These are the two triangles. One triangle is I am naming it. One triangle is EAB, students. EAB. Another triangle is EH dash and F dash, students. EH dash and F dash. Okay, students. Out of which I know that sorry, students. Out of which I know that if a man is at a distance, suppose let us say this distance is d, students. This distance is suppose let us say this distance is d, students. Suppose let us say this distance is d. That means object is in front of the mirror at a distance of d. Then image also will be how much distance, students? D only. So that means I know the height of this triangle as d, students. Okay. Then obviously what will be the height of this triangle, students? E, H dash and F dash 2d. Correct or not, students? Okay. And I know H dash F dash as how much, students? H. And I don't know the value of this AB, students. Okay. So I can apply the similar triangles concept. Base of the small triangle by height of the small triangle is equal to base of the bigger triangle by height of the bigger triangle. So DD will get cancelled, students. So AB is equal to H by 2. So that means if a man height is H, then the minimum size of the mirror required for himself to completely see himself is given by half of his height. Okay. I hope students you understood. Okay. So basically, if you know how to identify similar triangles and how to identify similar triangles and how to apply similar triangles concept, then these problems can be easily done, students. Okay. Now there is one more problem, students. I am giving it as a homework. Find the minimum height of the mirror to see a man of height h behind a man who is at the center of the room, students. Okay. So here the picture is there, students. Here. Okay. Here I am enlarging it. You can see it, student. Find the minimum height of the mirror. That means there is a mirror, student. Here there is a mirror here. Okay. Let us say A and B. Now you have to calculate what is the size of this mirror to see a man of height h. There is a man of height h, student. Here there is a man of height h. This man. Okay. This man of height h behind a man who is at the center of the room. Now this man is seeing, students. That means his eyes are seeing the let us say you consider him as father. Okay, students. So his father is behind him, and this suppose let's say he is the son of the father. Okay, he is the son of the father. So this son is standing exactly at the center of the room, student. Okay, suppose if this is the room, suppose let's say square room. and if the father is if the son is exactly at some length L, then the father should be how much, students? 2L. Then only he can say that he is at the center of the, that means basically here the son is seeing his father, because father's height will be more. Okay, here son's height is not given, not required also. Basically the son has to see the father in the mirror completely. For that, what is the minimum size of the mirror required for him to see, students? So this I am giving as a homework, students. Please do it. The answer for this is the minimum size of the mirror required, AB, is equal to h by 3, students. This one, this is h by 3. Please do it as a homework, students. Okay, if you don't get it, you can ask me. Okay, students. So that is about concept of field of view and simple problem, students. A man is 180 centimeters tall and his eyes are 10 centimeters below the top of his head. In order to see his entire height right from toe to head, he uses a plane mirror kept at a distance of 1 meter from him. The minimum length of the plane mirror required is, as I told you, students, what is the height of the man? 180. So therefore 180 by 2. So that is equal to 90 centimeters. So 90 centimeters is the answer, students. Okay. And then next topic will be the velocity of image, students, which is very simple concept. Okay, I'll be covering this topic in the next video along with some more problems on the all the topics. That means deviation, some important problems I'll be covering after the velocity of image in the next video, like important problems on deviation, rotation of mirror, then number of images between two inclined mirrors, then field of view, and then velocity of image, students. Thank you very much, students.